I'm going to show you a little bit about how I use the OP1 and the Octatrack together in my recent performances here on YouTube. So first things first, I'm going to go into my project menu. I'm going to change the project. I'm going to create an empty project. I'm just going to call this project YouTube 1. And we're going to get a blank slate. I like to keep my projects within one set, so I'm always working with the same bank of samples, even if I'm changing projects. So first thing I'm going to do is hit the project menu, go into Control, Audio, make track 8 the master track. Then I'm going to set all of my tracks to maximum value, just so they're at unity gain. And let's just go from track 1. Track 1, I want track 1 through 3 to be my drums, kick, snare, hat. So I'm going to go through, pick some samples. So those are on place. I'm going to do the next 3 tracks. I'm going to set those as flex machines and have them look at their respective recording buffers, just so I can keep the numbering straight. These do not have to be 1-to-1, but again, for my purposes, it makes it really easy. So double check. Flex recorder, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. This is going to be my through track to listen to the OP1. We're going to put listen to A and B in stereo rather than an AV like some mono. And I'm going to put this to plus 63 because that would be nominal gain. We're almost ready to kind of have a workable session. On the first trig of my through machine, I'm going to put a trig just so it opens the volume envelope. So now we can hear the OP1. And I'm also going to cue this up. So now, when we set up our recording menu, that'll make more sense. Let's do that now. So recording buffer 4, I don't want to listen to input A or B. I want to listen to the source 3, which is the cue input. So we're going to be looking at the OP1, and that's useful because if I have any effects on the OP1, those will make their way onto the recording buffer. If we were to just look at A and B, for example, we wouldn't get that delay from the through machine. We would get it straight from here. Let's set it up for track 5 and track 6. Q, Q. And I think I'm just going to be working with 4-bar loops, so I'm going to pop this down to 64 steps. I'm going to set some really short fade in and outs for each of these tracks as well. Let's get a click track going. I'm going to turn on the metronome, and I hear it right now because it's in my headphones, but it's not making it out the master. And I just want to listen to the master output through my headphones because I'm not trying to prepare anything in a cue. I'm just recording, so this will make everything the same volume as I'm sort of playing into it. And I won't have any surprises coming out of my recording buffers or like any doubling of sounds. So my click went away because I'm no longer listening to the cue. I'm listening to the master output on my headphones. So I need to go into my project menu, set up this metronome, see to main volume. I want Let's do it at 48. You know, I want to hear it. Let's just set up like a 1 bar loop. 2, 3. Let's just straighten this out. So something that I like to do right off the bat is just work on that kick sample. So I go into the amp menu and just shorten the hold and release. So you kind of get that tail under control without cutting it off too much. And here you could even soften the attack of the snare. Shorten these up to get them out of the way of other samples. Get that really minimal sound. Let's just keep working on that hi-hat. And since I have all my tracks maxed out, I usually like to manage volume in the amp menu. That way it'll translate from patterns. This level will translate or stay through all the different patterns. If you make changes, these will stay per pattern. Let's get a pad going. I have that delay still on my through track. You gotta be careful with that. I like to record bass here, chords here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put down the trig for it to play the recording buffer. I'm going to go into the recording buffer. Since I just did that, it duplicated all that. So that would have played 1 bar in my recording buffer over and over again. So now let's go back to here. Now I can set a trig for recording, but I think I'm going to play this one more time through. So now it's going to record next time it comes through. Oh, I kind of slipped. So now you'll hear it play. I'm going to turn that off. So not really elegant whenever you're playing live, but it makes it to where I can really manage when it's going to record. I don't have to worry about one shot, so I can just kind of reach over. probably get rid of this click by now. So that's just going to live in a recording buffer. Let's come up with a bass line. Just the root notes are really nice for this. So we're out of the recording menu, so I'm going to drop a trig there so it knows. Now we're recording. I'm going to turn it off so it doesn't do it on the next revolution. Kind of got a song coming together. Let's see what we can do about retriggering. Give that sort of dotted feel on the hi-hats. We still have the bass going in the recording buffer. We have the chords going in the recording buffer. We have one more spot left. Okay, so we have this kind of nice loop going on, but if we were to shut off our Octatrack at this moment, we would lose these 3 loops that we have going on in recording buffers 4, 5, and 6. So what I'm going to want to do is go into the audio recording menu. You can see this waveform. I'm going to go into the file and I'm going to save and assign the sample. It's helpful to have some sort of naming convention. If I'm going to do a song per bank, then it might be useful to sort of mention the bank in the first part of the name, and then I might do bass. It's part 1, and it's also riff 1. That's what I like to do because I use a lot of parts and move stuff around. There's bass from song 1, part 1, riff 1. Because I might drop a different sample in the same part. So it'd be part 1, riff 2. I'm going to assign that to a free flex machine. And so now for some reason that trigger went away. We'll hear the bass. But what's going on is that's still playing out of the recording buffer. So there's my bass sample that I saved. When I swap it out, you hear the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the source setup menu, turn loop off, I don't know, slice on. Let's see if this kind of works well. If I had more notes in it. Let's slice something else. So we save and assign this sample, so that sample is saved. Let's save and assign recording number 5. And again, it's going to be track 1, chords, part 1, riff 1. Free flex machine. They don't have to go to flex machines, but you know, I want to do some heavy editing with these. So this one's safe, but let's make it look at the correct thing. We're looking at the save sample now and no longer the track buffer. Let's go here to recording 6, audio editing menu, file, save and assign sample, song 1. This would be my lead, 1, 1. Let's just do it to a free static, just so you can see. So we're in a flex machine now. We haven't loaded it to a flex machine, so we have to back out, go to a static machine, go over it, and there it is. So I think I'm going to slice these chords, see what I can get out of it. Let's do 4 slices, because there's sort of 4 chords going on. When we look at our chords, now it's only playing slice 1. What I'm going to do, let's do the old trick of just filling up every trig. Now let's go back to the slice grid. And we have function, bank, create random locks. Are you sure? Yes. So now all these samples are safe and living on the CF card. And you can edit them any way. So at this point, to start building a song, I would just copy this pattern. I usually go out to like 5 or 9, paste the pattern in, and honestly just start working backwards. You know, we can paste this in. And just start experimenting, you know?